All right, here we go, y'all. Okay, hi, Mr. Peterson here, guys. I know that a lot of you can't see me, but it's all right. This is way more important than me. We're going to talk about, it's pronounced Wizer me, so those of you that thought it was Wizer, it's not as cool, sorry. So it is linked if you'd like to kind of play around and just go to the website. That link right there will take you right to it. And I'm going to go through two main things, how you create a worksheet. And I kind of, toyed with the idea of like saying worksheet because I kind of, that word almost has like a bad annotation behind it. But like, there's so much more that you can do with this. And I think a lot like if you use Google Forms, this could be a good replacement for that. Or it's a great way to assess students' learning right at the time and then give them instant feedback. So how can I create a worksheet? And like I said, it's really more of an assessment from scratch. So you're going to get to, once you get to Wizer Me, and we'll go through all this at the end, but I want to just kind of talk about it. This is what your dashboard looks like. So then there's that green button that's flashing there, basically, that says create worksheet. And then once I hit that, it's going to bring me to this. Now I have 16 different ways I can add. I can change the title. I can change the way the top looks. Kind of like in Google Form, we have that kind of banner, that heading. And then from there, you have those adding questions. So you can add a multiple choice question. You can add whatever you'd like to, whatever you want those kids to be able to do. And then from there, you can just put those questions in. You can even include recorded directions. You can include different numerical responses and things like that. And then you can they have it called differentiated instruction. You can give feedback based on their certain answers of whatever they give to make sure that they have that. They have some cool ones that are like pull and drag and label different parts of a diagram. They have that on there. They have different ones. So we'll go and look at that. The big thing is that then it's going to also automatically grade that. So kind of like that's what it's like with a Google form. You create this worksheet and then it grades the parts for them. So maybe you'll never look at that, but it's more like, I know in science we always talked about like this is practice, and then the game day is your test. So this is a great way for those students to get that from there. The other thing, once you're done, it integrates right with your Google Classroom. So we won't have, you can pay for it, but I'm not saying you have to. You can share via link, so you can look right there on the left side, there's that link, and then you can actually put it right into your Google Classroom, and it pulls up an assignment like a lot of things do now, so it just goes in there. Since we don't, the free version, you don't get like a lot of the analytics, but you can look at individual grade sheets, which we'll look at the end. The other thing, which I kind of already went over this, there's the title, and then here's some people I thought might be important to go over is, they have these different types of questions you can choose. So you have an open-ended question, multiple choice, you have an image. Like I talked about, there's fill in on an image. So you can use this right here so you can put your picture in. So like for science, how cool would that be, right? You can label the parts of a diagram and things like that. Matching, you put the different ones in and then you actually like pull a string and it like snaps together and things like that. So there's lots of different ways. So there's lots of more options, and then it's way more, like when I'm doing this, seems way more engaging than just a worksheet or just like a Google form. So there's all those things that you can do there. So then this video we're not going to watch is about 2.5 minutes long, but it just walks through all the things that we just looked at. So just that way, if you're like, wow, I know I talk a lot really fast, that's what people tell me. Here's a little bit slower person, not slower mentally, but just slower speaking wise, that's going over this. So good music too. So then now, the other thing is awesome is they have this thing called community. So if you look on your dashboard, over here on the left, there's this thing called community. And you can actually search for pre-made worksheets that are already done by a teacher. So that way you don't have to make that. And like I looked up theme, 4 states of matter, addition, and there was like hundreds or thousands of worksheets already made. And once you get them, you can actually edit them. So you can change all the questions, you can change the answers, the point values. So you don't have to start from scratch with all that stuff. And then, like I said, you just hit community and then you search for whatever you're looking for, and really that's it. So then now at the end, when the kids are done with this, what does this actually look like? So here's the students, what they see. Here's the diagram. I go there. I'm going to label the different parts of it. So A is mitosis, B is profit, whatever it is. Oh, Bruce didn't do very good. He got all of those wrong. And then as a teacher, what I see is here's Bruce Wayne's or Catherine's or Thomas, and I can actually tell Catherine is still working on hers because she doesn't have a score yet. So I click on it, it'll actually tell me she's working on it, and I can actually remind her to submit it when she's done. Like if I think, hey, she hasn't done that, that's a button on there that I can do. Over here, like I said, it's a paid for feature to call it in. And then I can see, okay, Bruce got a 4 out of 31 and Thomas got a 2 out of 31. So like as a teacher, I didn't do very good. But like I said, a lot of the analytics aren't there. So there's not like how many kids will miss this question. So that's I don't like that part of it. But if it's more of an individual thing and you want to see which kids are missing whatever concept, and to be honest with you, this worksheet that we used was just one that someone already made, 31 points on it. There was way too much stuff. Like if I was a teacher, there's too much that we're assessing on that. Like that's not going to help me figure out what kids need help with. I might make that worksheet only 5 questions. And then that way I know, oh, they got a 1 out of 5. They really don't understand the steps of mitosis and moving forward and things like that. All right. So let's just dive in and look at it and then kind of ask questions. So this is the dashboard, like I said. So if I typed in right here, states of matter, you can see here's all the different worksheets that I have. I can even go farther and type in the grades, and I can kind of see different ones I have. This one is a paid feature, but look at right over here is the same one without a paid feature. Yay, okay. So I can just scroll through and I can see the kind of different things. I can click on, oh, look, I like this one. That one looks really nice. And then from there, I can kind of walk through and I can look at it, the changes in the states of matter. You can embed videos. So then if you want them to do that, and then they can answer the questions and go through. So you can just kind of look at it. Here's that matching I talked about. Solid ice is when this happens. You kind of pull these things and it kind of just does that kind of like nice little like shoestring. And then at the end, there's a button for them to take in. If I wanted to create it from scratch, same thing. Instead of clicking on the community or searching, I'm just going to click this create worksheet. And when I do that, here's my title. So I can put my title in. I can, oh, I like this one. That one looks really good. Right here, I can upload my own images from whatever I have. And then I can start to add in those different options that I have or different types of questions I want to ask those students. All right. So I know, like everything, I say this, a lot of information fast, but the goal is just to kind of get you introduced to that and then let you start thinking about. So are there any questions as of right now? I'm going to go back to the chat and make sure that anyone has any questions? One person left, so they didn't like it. No?
Have you messed around with the differentiation rules on there at all?
A little bit, not too much. Just like a really cool. Yeah, that's something. Let's go. Oh, I wanted that. Let's just try it to look at one. So here's my worksheets that I have. Where?
Yeah, I couldn't get it to pop up after like I'd finished editing a question.
So maybe it was like before?
Like if you add a new thing, it pops up at the bottom.
Got it.
But I couldn't get it to pop up after, which is yeah, there it is. Yeah, it seems a little involved to maybe get into it. I just
yeah. Well, it's nice to get a little video to explain what to do. Any other questions? Yeah, so this might be more difficult than it looks like. It's not just like based on their answers. So might be something. Maybe I'll play with that a little bit more and see what I can. Yeah. Anyone else? No? Yes, Mr. Neighbor?
No, I'm not in the question. I was just looking at Wizer will automatically hand out a personalized worksheet. So, but yeah.
Wrong. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording. Thanks for coming, guys.
Depends on their answers.
So like